Welcome and good morning. I'm Leathur Rokk, and you're not. It is either Saturday night or Sunday morning, depending on where you are. It is daybreak. If you want to see what it looks like out my window here, check this out. Ignore the ghetto sounds below, and if you hear any rap music, trust me, it didn't come from you. Well, I try my best to show you the sunrise and not the interesting menagerie of humanity underneath my window here. I can't control outside. All I could do is try to, have some fan going on so you don't hear. So I just got home literally 10 minutes ago, and I just couldn't resist going live today because I wanted to tell all about my night. Uh, First of all, I went to Boardwalk Hall, and that is where I played, like on the edge of Boardwalk Hall. And I got treated to two fireworks displays on either side of me. I think they had one for either resorts or ocean, and then they had the one that Tropicana always has at 10 o'clock, and it was really cool being in between both of them. And during the day, a few people had some weed for me. Here, I want you to check this out. What I was given. Look at this nice nug. Mm. Ironically, this bud that doesn't look as good actually smells better. And this is a piece of a joint and some roaches. So I'm not going to smoke any more weed today because I don't think I'd feel it if I did. Wouldn't make much sense. Uh, so I'll have it for tomorrow. So okay. I moved around a little bit. Well, I played there, and then look what I did. Yes, down to three. I guess what was almost my last song from the evening. And some guys said they wanted to hear me play something, and I did. Some guys from Allentown. And right in the middle of my squirrel song, another string broke. So now I've got this. This is all I have. So until I get these strings changed, I don't think I'm going to be playing guitar for this. Okay, so when this happened, I realized I was kind of screwed in the guitar department. But the guys that I just played a song for, they said that they had a bunch of weed. They said they had a tent set up on the beach. Well, first of all, you can't just set tents up on the beach here because the police show up in their buggies with their searchlights. You just can't do it. But these people are new in town, and I always trip out when people who are brand new in town like to come to Atlantic City and tell me all about my little town. Uh, and these guys are taking all these chances. I told them, I says, you can't just get away with this. They issue tickets, and if you don't pay them, you have problems. And it's better to be a little discreet if you're going to be flagrantly camping out and doing things. There's two guys. One of them was only 21, and the other was in his early 40s, and they had this big bottle of booze. The younger guy kept insisting that he wasn't that drunk, and he was weaving around. I know drunk when I see it. Trust me, I know drunk. And they kept on trying to get me to go with my guitar and my laundry cart on the beach, getting sand in my sneakers. I don't want to get sand in these sneakers. I showed you guys my sneakers, right? I do not want to get sand on these because they got the They got the tie-dye action going on, you know? And you know damn well, once you get sand in sneakers, it's really hard to get it out. And then you got to deal with the friction and you possibly getting blisters. It's no fun. It's always good. Anybody that lives by the beach, either they barefooted on the beach or they have specific shoes that are very easy to rinse off, like Crocs are great beach shoes, or really any flip flops, anything that is very waterproof. You don't want something with a bunch of fabric layers in it, or you know, porous plastics or leather or anything like that. That's not good for beach wear. In Hollywood, in my storage, I have a pair of uh, PVC go-go boots that I consider my beach shoes because I happened to be wearing them one time when I was in Venice Beach and I was at uh, the drum circle, and I decided to run close to the water's edge to feel some of the Pacific Ocean, and a wave went over me and got my boots totally waterlogged. And ever since then, those have been my beach shoes. I wonder if they've dry rotted or anything since the last time I saw them. But heck, when I go out there, I might as well use them for the intended purpose, right? So, okay, these guys try to talk me into going with them over to the sand thing. I told them, I says, look, I don't want to go over on sand and get sand. And then the one guy says he'd carry me. I says, I don't want you to go through that. And I was thinking, he's shirtless. I was still wearing my bikini top. I don't want to have skin to skin contact. Good morning, Farmer Shady. Ooh, it's raining. Oh, man. Rain and wind can really suck it, especially when it gets your gear wet. I hate it when it gets clear to your socks. And if you have like a layer before your sleeping bag or something, then once that gets wet, man, it's total miserable. That's one of the things about San Francisco is it's California, but it's very cool and it's very moist, and the fog rolls in and it just envelops you in dampness. Uh, so these guys, they wanted me to go onto their. I kept on saying to them, why don't if you want to smoke weed? They said they had all this weed. I said, if you want to smoke weed, smoke on the boardwalk. Everybody smokes on the boardwalk. It's fully legal in the state of New Jersey. And these guys were giving me the story that they didn't feel comfortable smoking in the city because Allentown is a much smaller town than Philadelphia is, but it's still a town. And turned out that before they came across me playing guitar, they were thinking they wanted a girl. See where this is getting, or they wanted a girl to talk to. Well, then I guess when they saw me, the one says the other, why not her? And I didn't know that there was an alternative motive here because I'm so used to random people smoking me out as well as friends smoking me out. I don't read anything into it. If somebody says you want to smoke a joint, to me it's like, are you hungry and do you like Chinese food? What is your answer to that going to be? So I went with them. I tried to say, what the heck is wrong with, and they tried to say they wanted to smoke on a beach. And I said, you know what? You don't understand. The beach has a bad reputation at night because you can't see over the sand dunes. Sometimes women get raped and stuff. You don't just go on the beach. Plus, we technically have a beach curfew here in town at 11 o'clock. From 11 till 6 a.m., I think the beach is technically closed. There are some exceptions, like the full moon rave that goes on once a month. That obviously they don't chase you, and the cops can't monitor every inch of the beach. But you can't just take for granted that you could go pitch a tent. I mean, I could see hiding your bedroll underneath a lifeguard boat. That I would do, and that people have done. I could see sleeping in those little huts that store the chair and umbrella rentals. And I know at least one person who's done that. And certainly people take chances sleeping underneath the piers. And that's fine until they get raided. But to just go pitch a tent, not too smart. And then I finally got the guys to agree to go on, the steps that go to the beach. Almost every block, there's steps that go down. So I got them to go. We'd smoke on the steps, which we did. And then a guy goes to his tent and comes back with this big humongo bottle of liquor. And again, he asked me if I want to drink. I said, no, 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 no. I got sober. I'm not interested in that anymore. And then he kept asking me to hug him. And I was wearing, when I have my arms exposed, when I have my midriff exposed, when I'm wearing very brief outfits, I don't hug people in those times because that's skin to skin contact, and that I don't feel comfortable with. Plus, the way things are at this house, if I have, say, a fight with a certain person, then he'll lock me out of the bathroom with the shower and the bath, in the bathtub. So I can't afford to get dirty in a way that it's hard for me to clean myself off. And I mean, I know I could always do a bird bath like my mom does, but come on, when you're paying the kind of rent that my family's paying to live here, you should at least be able to take a shower or bathe anytime you want. That should be a right. So those of you that just take for granted you can bathe anytime you wish, just realize not everybody has that same luxury, because when you're living with other people and they have their quirks, and maybe one of them is got a mental illness, you have to learn to live within that frame. And it's not fun. Mostly I stay out of his way. I'm not looking for trouble. But yeah, it's weird. And so anyway, after they admitted that they were actually looking for a girl, then I got everything and my guitar, which I still had around my neck, and I went back down beach. And I figured I would go maybe to Tropicana, and I wasn't planning on trying to play guitar because you hear how terrible this sounds. There's just no way. But I ended up, oh, yeah, I ran into the same guy that I ran into the night before that only speaks Spanish. And I did bring my Spanish English dictionary, but we never used it. He brought a tablet that he could use to do whatever. And he brought out a big joint, and we smoked it there in the boardwalk. And then he broke off half of the joint and he gave it to me. And then he left. He went home. And then at Tropicana, near there, I saw somebody else that I know who I think may have been dealing weed there, and that's where the big nugs came from. And we hung out for a while, and then I went a little bit past Trop, actually between Trop and Caesars, and I just started having a conversation with people and talking to them, and and then some guy borrowed a lighter from him and asked if I would play him a song. And he said he would tip me. And I said, look, I only have 3 strings and it sounds really bad. But if you're offering me money to play, I'll make it sound good. So he tipped me a little something to play start of the squirrel song. But the guy who he borrowed the lighter from didn't get his lighter back. But I should have figured when they weren't just using it to light a cigarette, but they were passing a joint back and forth, that maybe they go a little high. So, well, then I got to walk home. And when I got home, yeah, because they're the truth. Because if you got a bad memory, it's no good to lie, because you always get caught. You know, if you're gonna be a liar, you have to have a good ass memory. So the guy who didn't get his lighter back, he walked me home, and when he walked me home, right in my front doorstep, there's about 5 or 6 gangbanger type people that are selling, I don't know what. Occasionally it's weed, and occasionally I will find roaches. Every now and then somebody will slip me a nug or two, and I appreciate that. And you know what? The way I see it, I'm being paid for my silence. I've made earlier videos where I complain about the rap and the imagine if somebody set up a living room right underneath your bedroom window. Some years it's been really rough. I remember when I felt like I had to hide my hair under a hat and go out the back way. And there are times when I even made phone calls because it got to be too much. When my mother couldn't hear her television over the rap stuff, people have parties right underneath your bedroom window. It's like I don't know where these people live that I can go. Same with certain churches that make noise people. If you know, you know. I would love to find out where the pastor lives, these different people, and make noise for them. Maybe get loudspeakers that flood them from ceiling to floor, like certain churches. the kind that are reaching out. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm glad that my buddy got an eye full of just what it is I live with. It's a shame that all the people that are hanging out, none of them are the people I really, really know, like the Bud guy. But anyway, I'm home safe. And now, due to the three-string situation, I don't see that it would be practical or make any sense for me to go out Sunday. Now, sometime Sunday, obviously, I got to wash my face, and I'm going to go to bed shortly. I'm warming an oven. I'm warming a pumpkin muffin and something else in the oven, in the toaster oven right now. But I'm going to get some sleep because my friend from high school is going to come by sometime today, and he's going to help explain to me the Windows 11 and how to get the stuff that I film from out of the computer and into my YouTube so that I can make my regular videos and not feel that I have no choice but to go live just to communicate. Because that way I can cancel my uh, uh, premium membership, the YouTube premium membership, which is the only way we can download stuff. Because I can't afford another bill every month. If I do all the downloading I need before the 29th, I cancel the paying thing. Oh, now it is the anniversary of my birth, but not my birth morning, but just the morning time. I'm a 6:09 a.m. birth. So I like to tell people I was born in the morning, but not this morning. Is there anything else I wanted to mention? Um, I can't think about it. Oh, I didn't need to cover up it all until like the last hour I was there. I ended up wearing my hoodie, and you guys have seen my magician's hoodie, haven't you? This is so badass. I bought it on Wish.com, and usually I would buy things like makeup, guitar strings, cheap electronics like the Chromebook I had, which allowed me to create content here for at least 6 months. And when I was in Washington D.C., that little Chromebook served me very well, and I got it for less than $91, including shipping and tax. By the way, Wish.com can be really great. So I saw this hoodie. I also saw some stretch pants that had the Ouija board stuff on them. And I got another stretch pants thing that had black cats on it. See all the witchy details? The moon phases, the Celtic knots, pentagram, the crystals. Anyway, it wasn't too expensive. Thank you. Thank you. You do the same. Uh, oh, no. Oh, I already took a look to see if there was any roaches across the street in the dark. Unfortunately, with the people down there right now, I can't check for roaches. But the moment they leave, as long as I'm still awake, I'm going to make a look to see if they're there. Ah, so I have no idea how well I did because I didn't count the cash or anything. Uh, I'm assuming I didn't do too bad, which I'm shocked considering. I mean, who gives any kind of credence to guitar with only a few strings on it? But that said, I was able to make some good sounds come out of it. And, anyway, I didn't have any police encounters, which is the most important thing. Oh, yeah, and a couple people sneak footage of me playing. So for all I know, I'm probably on TikTok looking really foolish with my guitar. And I can't control that because by the time you realize somebody's filming you, they've already gotten their footage. So, if you see me out and about, you see me. Okay, you guys, I am going to wash my face, take my clothes off, not on camera, and I'm going to go to bed because I don't know when my friend's going to show up, but he's going to show me how to use my photos in my Windows 11 computer. And then I will feel more secure in my ability to create content to share with everybody. You guys have a good morning. Be safe and be comfortable, but mostly, yeah, be safe. Talk to you soon. Bye.